£4,773,186 altogether is Delivery Man.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where I just had very low expectations of it. But when I came out the cinema, I thought, actually, that's not bad. And it's nice to get that feeling because a lot of the time when I have low expectations for a film and go in and say, yeah, that was really bad. Or if I have high expectations in the dash, then it's even more annoying. But when you get low expectations, especially for a Vince Vaughn film, and you come out and think of it, yeah, that wasn't too bad, then the movie itself is actually pretty decent for a Vince Vaughn film. He's not annoying in the movie, and he's an annoying actor.
Mm-hmm. Okay, coming in number 8, £512 this week, £2,006,000, £995. The Railway Man.
Yeah, this is a film centres around somebody who was forced to build a railway in Japan under the Japanese. He was actually tortured to build this huge, massive railway, and he tells his story and how he suffers and how his relationship with his wife has broken down, etc. Andy was the lucky one to review this because he reviewed it the same week as 12 Years a Slave, and he loved both of them. So choosing a film that week as Movie of the Week was a nightmare for him. Me, however, I got absolute dross, so it was... I sort of like made up for it last week. Actually, no, I got absolute dross last week as well, so I really should pick the films that I review on my show.
Actually, wouldn't that make sense? It's your show. Then again, if you only review what you like, that won't be very many.
The thing is, though, Andy will cry like a little baby, so you've got to give him a little bit of leeway.
All right, easy now.
For the next few weeks, though, he's getting the really bad films, so...
Okay, number 7, £830,499 this week, £4,844,807. It's Las Vegas.
Best way to describe it is Hangover for old age pensioners.
Is it any good?
It's average.
All right. Number 6, £847,078 this week, £40,946,722 altogether so far. The Hobbit, The Desolation of... Sorry, Smaug.
Hey, I knew... Before you do that, what was the total of the movie before? Was it only 4 million?
Yeah.
And what place was that in?
Number 7.
So the jump between 7 and 6, ye slagging off the Tolkien that you should not do, is Hobbit... 36 million.
Yeah, but The Hobbit's been out weeks longer.
Yeah, but it's good. It's The Hobbit.
God, JK.
JK.
Actually,
I'd love to.
Better.
You would like it then.
Tolkien apologist. Anyway, sorry, The Hobbit.
Yeah, you could actually read the entirety of The Hobbit than what it would actually take to watch one part of this trilogy.
I'm going to try that. Sorry, I shouldn't. I'm going to giggle. I don't want to giggle. I'm actually going to try that just for Stuart.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go and see part... Is part 2 the longest, I think, it is, of the trilogy?
Part 1 so far is the longest.
Is it? Okay.
It clocks in at around about 2 hours. If you watch the extended edition anyway,
yeah,
it clocks in very close to 3 hours. So Wolf of Wall Street length. So this one, it clocks in around about 2.5 hours.
No, what I'll do is I'll get the DVD for the first one, the extended one, and I will try and read The Hobbit whilst I'm watching it.
Okay, number 5, the first new entry of the week, £1,002,000, £627. The Devil's Due.
Terrible, absolutely garbage movie. It's nothing happens for about 80 minutes of it, and when something does happen, I felt like I just wanted to get my coat and walk out. But I've never walked out of a film. I don't ever intend to do that. I fell asleep during a movie, but I'll never walk out from a film, and this one pushed me so close to that. And I've seen things like Hangover Part 3 and Scary Movie 5 in the cinema, so...
I walked out of Made in America, the Ted Danson, Will Smith movie.
And I fell asleep during George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle, watch out for that
VIP.
tree. Hey, hang on. Brendan Fraser is a friend of the show.
He sure is. He's a very nice guy. Number 4, £1,151,814 this week, £34,097,006 altogether. It's Disney's Frozen.
I think we're agreeing with this. It's Disney back it to their best.
Yes.
They sort of had a bit of a lull, but they're back with,
we all
to
like
their
that,
best with this Frozen. And Wreck-It Ralph as well. So last year they had a really good year for animated films.
Yeah. Just for anybody that's interested, if you go to followingthenerd.com, I just posted a story before I left. Disney have actually released a music video of the title song Let It Go.
Let It Go. That is so good. Indina Mendes is... Oh, it's done. Oh,
He's
sorry.
gush on Indina again.
I'm going to gush.
But this version that they've released is in 25 different languages because the movie's gone out now in 25 different languages. But they've cut the whole song together.
Amalgam in different languages?
So
have you watched it?
No, honestly, no.
Okay,
I didn't have time.
so we need to watch that. Sounds good.
They also have done a version which I was going to play on the show tonight. But someone has put together a version of the song and they've inserted the beep at certain places if they're saying bad words, and it makes the song sound very filthy.
That's just wrong, okay?
I know, but it's
First of
funny.
all, it's a kid's cartoon. Second, it's my Indina.
Yeah,
Stop it. Lay off.
It is quite funny. And finally as well, I don't know, Stuart, if you've heard this already, but they are planning on releasing a sing-along version of it.
Of the
I
DVD.
wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Jay's probably clapping his hands right now.
In the cinema?
Yeah.
No, see, I wouldn't... Well, that said, I've been riff-raffing Rocky Horror, so I probably would.
Okay, well, it's coming out on the 31st of January.
I will bring my kids to that.
About 1,000 cinemas playing it. The lyrics will be coming up at the bottom of the screen, and there'll be like a little bouncy snowflake going along telling you
do you know what? Screw the kids. I'm going.
So, but I think it's getting a very select release. Okay, number 3, £101,547,249 this week, £9,431,033 American Hustle.
Yeah, it's brilliantly acted, but it just is wrapped around a lackluster story. The story is a bit mundane, to be honest, very basic, but the acting is fantastic in the film. Christian Bale is really good. Amy Adams is really good in the film. So it's not the brilliant film a lot of people are making out to be.
Okay.
Is the microwave scene worth it for the admission price?
Like I said, the film itself is a bit... The acting is definitely worth the admission price. The film itself is a bit...
Well, I giggled at the science cooker or whatever it was called. The science machine, I think, when they introduced the microwave.
Yeah, like I said, I would definitely go see it for the acting.
Okay.
The film itself is no.
Okay, number 2, £3,055,020 this week, £7,132,863 altogether, 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, it's an amazing film. This the acting again is even better than American Hustle. Chiwetel Ejiofor and Lupita Nyong'o is just they're amazing, and I think they're my shoe-ins for the Oscars, Best Actor and Best Supporting Actress in the film. It's just there is nothing wrong with the movie. There is one scene which could have been cut out of it, and that's a 30-second scene which just the camera is on his face, but that's it. The rest of the film is faultless. Is
it going to translate to DVD as well?
Yes, it will, because it does have that kind of feel where it's such an important movie that no matter where you see it, it will have that impact.
Okay.
Because the last film for me that did that, though, was The Impossible. I love that movie, and I saw it on the big screen, and you've got the tidal waves and things like that, the epicness from that. But when you watch it at home, you get more interested in the drama element of the film, so it works in both contexts, and that's the same with 12 Years a Slave.
Okay. The second new entry of the week, coming in at number 1, £4,655,984, is The Return of Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, what did you think first?
I really liked it. In fact, I more than really liked it. I thought it was really, really good. But it was basically Goodfellas again. But I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, I'm not as enamoured with this film as a lot of people are.
Okay.
I think it's slightly self-indulgent. I think the film itself could have shown the consequences of what Leonardo DiCaprio was doing to the people who he was actually doing it to. It could have shown the consequences to at least a couple of the characters rather than just being a 3-hour party, because that's what the entirety of the movie is. It's just a 3-hour party. It's a guy going, look at the amount of money I've got. Yeah, I built it up from a small amount to this amazing amount of money that I've got. But I'm going to throw it away on drugs, on alcohol, on the ridiculousness that is his lifestyle. And so when he does get his comeuppance, at the end you think to yourself, he deserves that. The amount of what he's actually done to his clients to try to get the money away from him, he deserves what he gets. And I just found the film was slightly too long. It could have knocked about half an hour out of it. Some of those party scenes could have easily been taken out of it and the film wouldn't have been affected. But the acting from Leonardo DiCaprio is fantastic. He is really good. He plays the character very over the top, and he does it with such aplomb. He's brilliant in the film, but it is just very self-indulgent.
Well, I kind of disagree. I think I do know what you're saying, and what you're right in what you're saying, but I think that's the point of it, because the whole idea of the hedonistic lifestyle that he led, there's nothing attractive about this life. It's all about him, and he never saw the damage that was done, and neither do you. You were supposed to. It was more about experiencing it, because what it managed to do, which was remarkable. This guy had everything. He was going out with models. He was buying 70-foot yachts. He had mansions. He said at one point he was making more money than he could ever possibly spend. But it wasn't attractive. None of it was attractive, because it was just such a horrible, indulgent, hedonistic. You knew it was going to end badly, and surely he knew this himself. But I know what you're saying. But I think the point of the movie was that didn't matter.
Yeah, but a 3-hour movie exploring that, though, it could have took just a little bit of time to show you, even if it was just like news footage or just maybe newspapers or something like that, a few of his clients who he actually did mess over to get where he is. But you do see the comeuppance from him, and he definitely did deserve it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people did get messed over from him, from what he did, and you don't see that outcome. It's fine to have all the hedonistic over-the-topness of his character, because that's how the film plays out, but it would have just been nice to see a little bit of the outcome from it.
But you see, whenever, not to give too much away, the ending of the movie, where he, I'll just say what he says. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about without actually revealing what happens. But when he says, "I was worried, but I didn't have to because I'm rich," that was the point. That there was no impact to him. You didn't need to see what he did, because it ultimately didn't matter.
But for me, I think it did. It would have I would have more context to the film itself, rather than it just being about 2.5 hours of party and 30 minutes of just other things that Scorsese wanted to put into the film. And there is a brilliant scene where both Jonah Hill's character and Leonardo DiCaprio's character takes these pills, and they have no effect, and then all of a sudden they do take effect, and you see the outcome of that. That is really well done and very funny.
There is some very, very funny moments in it. There is a couple of moments where I really did LOL.
So, have you ever used that phrase in real life? I'm about to LOL.
Just to there now. But yeah, there is, and it's so incorrect. It's so politically nasty, and it was quite funny to be there last night, because there's a lot of sort of girls in their sort of mid-20s who were there to see Leonardo DiCaprio, and they were just shell-shocked at what some of the things they were seeing. Which did make me smile. Did you notice the scene at the start of it where he sort of went back and told the story about when he was 22? And there's some just amazing digital effect put in where he actually looked like he was just 22.
Yeah, he looks like 22 anyway, so they didn't even have to do that.
He does.
I know he does. He still looks incredible.
I know what you mean.
They just digitally,
just a subtle CGI.
He looked like he stepped out of the basketball diaries. It's amazing. Matthew McConaughey, by the way, cameo of the year.
He's brilliant.
He's in it. I didn't know that.
He is. He's briefly in it. So is Joanna Lumley. And there is a scene between Leonardo DiCaprio and Joanna Lumley where you think this might get a bit wrong.
Yeah, it was actually really, really funny.
I think she was on either Graham Norton or Jonathan Ross. Didn't she slip him the tongue?
Oh, lovely.
There was a big kiss scene in that, wasn't there? That when you're talking about.
There was a big
kiss
I
think it was
27 takes it took for that scene.
Right. And all because Joanna wanted more.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a really, really good scene. But for me, what's always going to stick with me is, which is just amazing.
Does that work on radio?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Okay, right. So, Stuart, what's happening next week?
You actually have quite a few films out on Friday. You've got 4 big ones. There's August Osage County, which is the dysfunctional small family film. It's got Meryl Streep in it. I'm reviewing that on Monday. It looks quite interesting. Again, it's up for a few awards. You've got Grudge Match, Sly Stallone against Robert De Niro. So Raging Bull against Rocky. Which
Big Phil has seen it and was very enamoured with it. He thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, it looks very cheesy.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea because I'm not a fan of that kind of thing. So I'm throwing Andy to the Wolves on that one.
Yeah, no,
the Wolves of Wall Street?
I think he'd have fun with that.
He should have fun with that. It's his kind of film anyway, slightly brain dead.
We need Andy on here to defend himself.
There's no chance in that happening because supposedly he's very busy, and so there's no chance in that happening. I don't even think that he's actually listening, and then he bet you'll receive a message in about 30 seconds time saying, he's going to scream at me or something.
Yeah, normally Skype is buzzing with little messages from him.
Yeah, when he's
quite quiet tonight. Okay.
Do you know we need Robert De Niro on? We need to get an interview with him. Do you know why? Just so that we can say Robert De Niro's calling.
Yeah.
Talking Italian. Talking Italian.
Okay.
Moving on.
You've got the Coen Brothers quirky drama comedy Inside Llewyn Davis.
Can't wait to see that.
And then Jack Ryan. Another version of Jack Ryan and Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit.
Which is it's very positive early word of mouth.
Very average, I've been seeing. Very middle of the